Hi crafty friends, I hope you're having a great day. Today I want to show you how I use Stampin' Up card kits or craft kits actually. If you've been following me over on my Facebook channel, you'll know how much I love Stampin' Up card kits mainly, but all sorts of kits. I think they're just so versatile, and so I want to show you what I do when I'm sitting in front of the TVs, how I add extras and how I create with these card kits and why I love them so much. So this card kit is called, let's just move out these things, it is called Road to Christmas Kit. I think it's on it's unavailable at the moment, but I know that it is coming back. So if you are patient, you could get your hands on one of these kits before Christmas, hopefully. So I love cutting apart the kits. I love creating them as they are, but also adding a few extras. So what I actually do is have the kit all like this in my little box, because all I want to take to my crafting in front of the TV station, which is basically just a stable table, I just want everything in this little box. I don't want to spend too much time thinking about it. It's my after work crafting session while I'm sitting in front of the TV with my husband. So I just want a few extra things. So I throw in a few extra things. The kits come with everything you need to create, but because I'm adding a few little extra bits and pieces, I just grab in some adhesive, some extra adhesive. So I've got some tear tape that I have had from other projects that I have not used. I have got some little dots, they're good for adhering twine and the like, and I've got some dimensionals as well. I might not need those, but I've got them. I also have ready-made card bases. These are left over from my Close to My Heart days. I'm still working through my stash, and I don't actually have, I can have a bone folder in there if need be, but if I forget to put it in, I'll show you what I do. I fold it like that, and I use my scissors, and that's how I fold my cards down if I forget to put my bone folder in. But hopefully I don't forget to do that, but my memory not the best nowadays. So there you go, that's the card kit. And because I tend to cut the bases in half because the papers are beautiful, I always use other card bases. I've got some bling here, and I've just got a few bits and pieces, so I don't know if I'll use any of those. And I've got some twine, but they are there if I need them. Now hang on, did I put those in, or is it part of the kit? I think I actually put those in. So and it comes with a great bit of chipboard that you can use to create your own mini albums. Now look at this, friends. That's absolutely beautiful. So you could cut apart this envelope, use the inside, use the outside as well. I'm only going to make a few cards because I don't want this video to be 5 hours long, but I would typically have this kind of kit in front of me for a week at a time in front of the TV, and I just work my way through it. Now can you see the card bases? This is what I mean, friends. I cut these in half. You can do that in two ways, so that instead of having front and back like that, you get to have two cards for the price of one. So you can either do that with your trimmer, which I I know it's underneath everything else. This is my second video that I have filmed this afternoon because I'm pretending to be organized. So I have got my trimmer underneath a pile of other things. I've actually, friends, I've cleaned up my craft room recently. Very excited. It looks fantastic, but now it's all messy again. So what I'm doing here is finding the middle of the card kit. Here's the middle of the card. There's a little ridge. It's lining up with the edge of the trimmer. Now let me See, I'll zoom in so that you can see. I'm not sure if you can actually see that. But that's in the middle, so I can actually just cut it down the middle. There we go. We have two. Let's zoom out again now. We have two card bases there, or card blanks, whatever you would like to say, and you can use these in any way that you like. So that's what I do with those. We've got heaps of these. As you can see, they are all different. They are all more or less the same with this kit. And then we've got some little other bases here. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do, friends, because I haven't planned this. I wanted to go through this with you and show you how quick and easy it is to add a little bit of extra. So these are the cards. These are the instructions. It shows you what to do for card design 1, card design 2. So it shows you exactly what you need to do. What I might do though, to have a look at this, is I'm just going to put my instructions behind, just slightly off camera, and we'll go from there. So let's make a card, friends. Let's get the tear tape. Let's adhere this base to the card base that I have brought along. There we go. So we just do this. Add the tear tape to the edges. Tear tape is quite strong. I used to buy, well, a long time ago, when I first started crafting, I used to buy Kmart tear tape. Don't do that, friends, if you could possibly afford not to. It's not very strong. It falls apart after about 12 months. Half of my albums have to be, the pages have to be re-glued again because I used inferior tape. So don't do that. Now I buy the best tape I could possibly afford, the best adhesive, because I know that that will stay. Okay, so there we go. So we've got the first one. That's the base. Now, it kind of goes like this. And then we have a truck. Which truck would we like? I like this truck. I'm reluctant to use all of them because I actually want some of these trucks for my scrapbooking. I'm going to cheat and I'm going to pop on some copper clay on the edges. I'm going to ink that up because I think that that would look really, really good. So, friends, look what I've done. I wouldn't actually have that in front of me. I would be very tempted to go and get some inking. There we go. Just so I've got a bit of difference between the card base and this little panel here. I actually don't know whether I want to do too much to this card kit. It's absolutely fantastic as it is. Okay, there you go. So I'm going to move that while it dries. It takes a second to dry. There we go. We would put on a little bit of tear tape, just like that. What am I going to do to add on to this one? It is gorgeous as it is. There we go. Thing is, friends, I kind of want these for my scrapbooking, so I can't use everything. What am I going to do? Golly gosh. Now, I've just got a few bits and pieces, not necessarily going to go with that. Oh gosh, I really, really, really like that. There you go. See, that's how I've added to this one. Now, this is just some gold vellum that I have in my stash. I'm not sure whether you can still get that. I will link things in the description, the things that are still available. This gold vellum, I tell you, I've used so much of it. It's Absolutely gorgeous, and it's a great little highlight because it's not solid gold. It has this mottled effect, and the vellum, of course, is another texture that you can add to your pages. There we go. That's that one. And then, so these pop out. That's like a little... Oh, okay. So how does this work? Oh, no. That, unfortunately, I think... Oh, I know. So you put your presents in the back there. That's what you would do. And I don't really want to do that. So I'm not going to cut that out. That's really clever. I thought it was a design fault there for a minute. But no, you can slot your presents in there. So we're not going to do that. Maybe we will. Should we do that? Let's have a look. We've got a few little presents in here. And then you would pop, they're the bigger ones, and maybe we need the smaller ones. No, there we go. So how do we do this? Okay, this is why I don't do this kind of stuff on camera. Oh, maybe it's got the Christmas tree in it. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we put like a Christmas tree in there, and he's driving home with his Christmas tree. Oh gosh, I kind of love that. Yeah, that's got lots of dimension to it. So how am I going to adhere it? Let's have a look. I love these cards, absolutely love them. I had my eye on this kit for quite some time before I actually ordered it, and I was hoping that they weren't going to sell out like they actually have now. Okay, so we've got the tear tape on there. So how are we going to do this? Because there's no wriggle room. Once you put this down, it's down. There we go. I think that's probably how I'm going to do it. And then I'm just going to layer that on there because we need the sentiment down the bottom. Kind of like that. It's really good. And then joyful Christmas wishes is what we're going to use. Is that... No, that's not the right one, but that's fine. As I'm making this up as I go along anyway. Nope. No. I want. There we go. There we go. That's what I want. But I want it over a little bit more. Here we go. Just play with it, friends. And that's what I like doing when I'm sitting in front of the TV. Just play with my little box of goodiness. My little box of goodies, I think is what I meant to say. There we go. And I don't think that needs any more, but I'm going to put some bling on there because I like bling. So, where is this? Have you seen this, friends? This is called Drusy adhesive back embellishments. Okay. And I'm going to put a little one just up the top of the Christmas tree. Wow, love that, friends. Hope you like my little, there we go, my little Christmas card, my little adjustments. Let's make one more, and then you get the idea of how and what to do. So there we go. So I really like this card panel just by itself, actually. I wonder what it would look like cut down with just, I wonder what it would look like. I could do that. I could cut that down, and then we've got another card base there. So let's cut this down to, let's cut most of that off. There we go. And then we'll cut off the a little bit off the ends. There we go. And how are we going? Oh yeah, perfect. Perfect. Look at that, friends. So there we go. Let's have a look at the card base. Do we need, I'm just going to move this in the middle. You can tell I haven't planned this at all, can't you? It's quite chaotic. You should see the mess beside me. Oh, here we go. No, we could then put that. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I am sold. Where's the base? Here we go. What does that look like? Yes, we could do that. We could do that. Now let's get a card base happening. Here we go. And that's my second card. And I think then you could go along and you get the idea, friends. You could figure out how to use your card kits that you get. They're just such a great idea for sporting. If you're going to a child sporting event, I don't know how many football practices I went to, and I sat in the car and read, and then I was tired, so I'd fall asleep, and it was cold and wet, and so if I had a card kit, that would be great. That would have been fantastic. What about you caravanners? How good would this be in your caravan on a wet day? I think it'd be fantastic. There's so many great places to do these little card kits. Basketball. Who goes to basketball practice? Friends, with your children, with your husbands, with your wives. How many of you do that kind of thing and would just love something portable? So here's how to get that portability with a bit of a blinging up and getting a bit more creative with what you're doing. There we go. I do like edging all of the edges of these little panels, but not of the kits, of the card bases. I just don't want too much of this brown, especially on the blue, but I do want it here. And I haven't even inked up this any more than what it was at first. There we go. And turn it over. Now friends, if you're inking up one of these panels or you're inking anything and you're putting it straight onto a white card, be really careful. Just give it a second to dry so that you don't get smudges. Ask me how I know. I have done that on more than one occasion. There we go. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of vellum, a vellum circle, so you can still see behind it, but it just gives that little bit of texture on the card. So there we go. And because this is a frosted vellum, you can't actually see the back of it, back of the adhesive. So I want, where's this one? Sending loads of Christmas cheer. That's what I want. And no, I don't need any. Oh, do I need gold thread, friends? Do I need gold thread? Yes, yes. The answer is always yes to gold thread. Where are my scissors? Here they are. This gold thread, that's all I've got left. So it's very precious, but I'm going to use it on this little card. Now, what I actually do is put a little bit of these dots on, and I've got heaps of these from all different sorts of kits and not using them all. So I've got a lot of those. So I'll put the dots down first, and then I wrap the twine or the thread or whatever it is around. Then I get the two open ends like that. There you go. That's my little, it's all a bit awkward, but I know what I'm doing. And I'm going to pop it in there like that. There you go. So it's peeking out a little bit. It's adhering, kind of. There we go. Now we want this, don't we, friends? Where's my tear tape? Because I think there's enough bulk on that with the different layers. So I'm not going to pop that up with dimensionals, but you could do. There you go. And then I'm going to just sort of move this around a little bit. There you go. Oh, I absolutely love that one. Look at that, friends. How wonderful is that? So that's the first card, or the second card I've made. That's the first card from this kit, and just a slight deviation on what the card kit is actually showing us to do. So I hope you like how I've transformed some of these cards in the card kit. Grab yourself a Stampin' Up card kit, friends. Do yourself a favour and show me what you do with your card kits. It doesn't have to be this one, but when this one comes back in stock, friends, I'd be grabbing it. I'd be jumping online and grabbing it. It's such a great kit. See what I do with the rest of the kit. I think I'm going to be doing a scrapbook page next, so stay tuned. But until next time, I've been waffling on for ages, 21 minutes and 19 seconds and counting. So I hope you have a great day. Till next time, happy crafting, friends. Bye.